Plattsmouth Pizza Shop is closer to reopening after a devastating crash forced it to close for months, and it will soon have some more to offer. This story now from the Castgram. The Plattsmouth City Council gave its recommendation of approval for the state to grant a liquor license to Paparino Pizza. Beer and wine would be available for dine-in customers. Paparino was set to open last October when a Ford pickup crashed through the building, resulting in tens of thousands of dollars in damage. The driver in that crash is set to appear in court later this month.